Hi everybody, welcome to my little corner of the internet. My name is Jer, and today I want to talk about our surroundings and how our surroundings can affect us. So you may remember quite a few years ago, there was this commercial where this lady worked for Honey Bunches of Oats, and she would leave work from the factory and she might go to the grocery store and people would say, "Something smells so good, it smells like cookies." And she would say, "No, that's not cookies, that's me. I just left work." And so I went to this conference with Priscilla Shire a few years back, and she used that commercial as an analogy to explain you smell like where you've been. So I am from the South, and I don't know if this is a common saying in other regions, but when I was growing up, if you would go outside for an extended amount of time and you come back inside, you might hear somebody say, "You smell like outside." But the point of saying that is you smell like where you've been. I thought about that recently, and I'm like, how are my environments and the people that I'm around and the places that I've been, like, how does that impact my life? And when people see me, what do they smell? Around the time that I was like in middle school, high school, I would always hear the phrase, "Show me your friends and I'll show you your future." And I didn't really take that phrase that seriously because I feel like it wasn't that deep. Like, I'm my own person, I make my own decisions. But in actuality, the people that you're around or the places that you're in really can impact your life. And it can also be so subtle that you don't realize it. If you think about like a basket of fruit or a bag of fruit, if you have like one rotten orange or rotten strawberry, it starts to affect the fruit that's directly next to it. And you might not even be able to see it from the outside of the container, but when you pick it up, it's like, oh no, like my fruit is ruined because this one fruit, like they say, one bad apple spoils the bunch. That really can be true because you can get in certain environments and you can become more negative. You can become more stagnant. You can start to doubt yourself. You can start talking about other people. And it's like you have to be mindful of the environments you're in and how they're impacting you. But another question that I've been asking myself is, how am I influencing other people? Are my bad habits rubbing off on people? Are my good habits rubbing off on people? Like, what do people feel when they're around me? What do people learn when they're in my space? How do people feel when they're in my space? And how am I influencing other people? Because it really does make a difference. There's this idea called the baby elephant syndrome. And what that is when baby elephants are in captivity, they are tied to like a strong rope or a strong chain. And because they're baby elephants, they're not strong enough to break away from that rope or chain. And so as they get older, they stop trying. By the time that they're adult elephants, they are physically able to break away from those circumstances. But because they've been conditioned to believe that they can't break away, that they're not strong enough, that it's never going to happen, they don't even try anymore. And so that analogy just makes me think about the environments that I'm in and how are my environments or the people that I'm around influencing me. They're like, sometimes you may find yourself in a situation where you've been conditioned to think a certain way, and that way of thinking is not even aligned with your purpose or like the plan that God has for you. And so I've just been very reflective of my surroundings, my environment, and not just people, but like my physical environment, my geographical location, and the mindset that is attached to that place. What are the conversations that you're participating in? What are the conversations like amongst your friends or your family or your coworkers? Are you doing things that you wouldn't normally do because you're around certain people or you're in a certain location? I remember watching a video about this guy that moved away from his hometown, and he lived in California, and every time he would go back to California, he had to get Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. He loved Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, but he was trying to eat differently. So every time he would go back to the environment, he would go back to his old eating habits. Sometimes it's so subtle that we don't even realize it. I'm posting this video on Saturday, but today is actually Friday, and the verse of the day in the Bible app is, Walk with the wise and become wise, because a companion of fools suffers harm. And when I first got into real estate, I heard this saying that was, if you hang around the barbershop long enough, you'll end up getting a haircut. And so I just want to encourage you guys to think about your environment, the people that you're around, the geographical location that you're in, the places that you're going to. Think about how that's impacting you and if it's aligned with your purpose and what you've been put on this earth to do. And also think about the people that you're influencing and what people are learning from you and what people are getting from you and how you're impacting other people as well. So I hope you have a great Saturday or whatever day it is that you're watching this. Thank you for stopping by my channel, and please make sure to give this video a thumbs up.